Level 0. Yes, this is you, the person currently looking critically in the mirror. Once again promising to start running on Monday or buy a gym membership. You think fitness is just a matter of discipline, chicken breasts, and a pair of dumbbells. But let me instantly tear off your rose-colored glasses. This topic is absolutely real, and it concerns everyone who has a body. The fitness industry is a ruthless, multi-billion-dollar machine selling ideals, where human flesh literally becomes a business. We are diving into a hierarchy where sweat, genetics, and torn muscle fibers are directly converted into social status, massive money, and world titles. Where is the line between health, income, and absolute obsession? Drop your phone and grab some gym chalk. Your workout begins right now. Level 1. The rookie. The gym beginner. This is the base level where the vast majority of people are. The barrier to entry is a joke. A $30 a month chain gym membership, and just enough courage to step over the threshold of the weight room. You walk inside, and the sharp smell of rubber mats and strangers' sweat hits your nose. The deafening clank of iron is everywhere, and the massive guys by the mirror make you feel worthless. The day after your workout, you feel the burning pain of lactic acid and literally cannot lift your arms to wash your hair. Financially, you are a pure consumer. Your income from sports is zero, but you consistently spend $100 a month on cheap whey protein, shaker bottles, and new sneakers. On cheap whey protein, shaker bottles, and new sneakers. But your real value to the industry is colossal. 80% of gym profits are generated by rookies exactly like you, who buy an annual membership and stop going after a month. However, if you don't quit, your social value becomes priceless. Just by consistently showing up and changing your body, you silently inspire your family and friends to get off the couch and take care of their health. If after a month of hellish workouts, the scale showed you hadn't lost a single gram, would you quit the gym, deciding you have bad genetics, or grit your teeth and go to the next workout? Level 2. The gym rat. You survived the first year, and fitness is no longer a hobby. It has become your lifestyle. Your routine is rigidly structured. Your hands are covered in rough, yellow calluses from the barbell, and there is always a spare gym bag tossed in the trunk of your car. Sunday is meal prep day for you. You divide dried chicken breast and brown rice into dozens of plastic containers for the entire work week. Your earnings from fitness are still zero, but your expenses have skyrocketed. You spend between $200 and $400 a month on creatine, amino acids, vitamins, and high-quality food. Your main problem is social isolation. Your friends invite you to a bar on Friday, but you refuse because it's leg day on your schedule and you don't want to ruin your macronutrient calculations with alcohol. Society thinks you are an obsessed narcissist who looks in the mirror way too much, but your real value is the absolute discipline you project into the real world. People who can maintain this regimen for years become the best workers and reliable partners, because they know the true value of long-term investments in results. If your friends gave you an ultimatum, either you go to the party with them or they stop talking to you, would you sacrifice your routine for socialization or go to an empty gym to do squats? From amateur aesthetics, we move to professional earnings. Level 3. The personal trainer. You no longer pay the gym. Now, the gym pays you. To get here, you need to pass exams for a basic certification, like NASM or ASIP, which will cost around $800, and thoroughly learn human anatomy. Your life is brutal. You wake up at 4:30 in the morning, drink lukewarm coffee, and drive to your first shift. You charge clients from $60 to $100 an hour, but the commercial gym ruthlessly takes up to 60% of that amount. In the end, working 10 hours a day with split shifts, you earn around $40,000 to $50,000 a year. From the outside, you look like a cheerful athlete in a tight t-shirt who gets paid just for standing nearby and counting out loud but your social function is much deeper. You are a mechanic of human bodies and an unpaid psychologist. You fix people's scoliosis, ruined by decades of office work, and spend hours listening to stories about their brutal divorces between sets. What would you choose? Stay in a stable chain gym, giving half your income to a corporation, or take a risk? Go solo and try to find private clients. Level 4. The Powerlifter. The strength athlete. You no longer care about aesthetics, six-pack ABS, or body proportions. Your only religion is absolute, brute strength. Your workout begins with the sharp, nostril-burning smell of ammonia-smelling salts. You put on a stiff leather belt that leaves deep bruises on your waist, and wrap your knees with bandages so tightly that your legs go numb. You put on a stiff leather belt that leaves deep bruises on your waist, and wrap your knees with bandages so tightly that your legs go numb. You force your central nervous system to withstand a colossal shock, lifting a weight 3 times your own body mass. From a financial perspective, this is a completely unprofitable sport. Prize pools at powerlifting tournaments often don't exceed a couple of $100s, while you pay entry fees and spend thousands on joint recovery. Viewers on the internet find it boring to watch a thick, non-threaded guy spend 3 minutes psyching himself up for a single barbell lift. Viewers on the internet find it boring to watch a thick, non-shredded guy spend 3 minutes psyching himself up for a single barbell lift. But your value to the industry is testing the absolute limits of the human frame. It is exactly from strength sports that mass fitness gets its knowledge about proper biomechanics, spinal injury prevention, and real ligament work. If during a competition you felt a sharp pain in your lower back right before the final attempt that would bring you the national champion title, would you drop the barbell for your health or go for the record, risking ending up in a wheelchair? By the way, while we're strapping on our weightlifting belts, it's time for an important set. The YouTube algorithm works just like muscles. It only grows from resistance and activity. If you don't leave a comment and hit subscribe, the system considers this content weak and sends the channel into oblivion. Make a hardcore effort right now. Subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments, how many kilograms can you lift in a day? Now we enter the ruthless world of social media. Level 5. The fitness you have outgrown your gym and moved your physique onto the internet. The entry ticket here is excellent genetics, a ring light, and an absolute lack of shame when filming yourself in public places. You feel the blinding light of the camera and an unnatural pump from a massive dose of pre-workout, which you drank just so your veins would pop nicely on video. The financial layout here is like a lottery. You might earn absolutely nothing, or you can make over $20,000 a month, selling your online courses, weight loss marathons, and taking a cut from sports nutrition brands. Society sees you as a flawless cover model, a successful idol for millions. But the reality is that you are selling a highly dangerous illusion. To look shredded and lean year-round for 15-second clips, you are constantly dehydrated, starving, and living in a state of chronic stress. Your job is a 24/7 addiction to engagement metrics. One bad video, and your income drops. But at the same time, your social value is massive. You popularize sports among the youth, forcing millions of teenagers to choose a pull-up bar over alcohol. If a sponsor offered you $100,000 to advertise a fat burner that actually doesn't work and damages the liver, would you take the money, justifying it because everyone does it, or refuse and keep your reputation? We are increasing the weight to the absolute maximum. Level 6, IFBB Pro, the elite bodybuilder. Forget about health, fitness for weight loss, and pretty TikTok videos. You are a professional athlete in the major league of bodybuilding. Only a select few make it here. It requires decades of a fanatical regimen, freakish genetics, and the willingness to cross the point of no return by using heavy pharmacology. Your skin feels as thin as parchment, your muscles cramp from extreme dehydration before a show, and food has long turned into dry numbers. You choke down 7,000 calories a day until you're nauseous. The financial reality of the elite is shocking. Mr. Olympia level champions hit the jackpot with $400,000 in swimming contracts. But 99% of professionals can barely make ends meet. They spend $3,000 to $5,000 a month on food, growth hormones, and doctors, competing for a couple of $1,000 in prize money and a cheap plastic trophy. Ordinary people look at you with disgust or fear, considering you a muscle-bound monster. But in a historical context, your role is completely unique. You are a living comic book superhero. You show humanity exactly where the absolute limit of muscle hypertrophy lies, demonstrating what happens when discipline morphs into pure madness. If you were guaranteed victory at the biggest tournament on the planet and a gold medal, but in exchange, you knew for a fact that pharmacology would cut 15 years off your life, would you step on stage or choose the long life of an ordinary person? Author's brief. You just walked the path from a rookie with a cheap membership to a professional athlete who sacrificed their health for a title. The global fitness industry today is valued at over $100 billion. And it runs on the eternal human desire to surpass oneself. Now, here are a few facts so your brain muscles get a workout too. The concept of modern bodybuilding was invented in the late 19th century by Eugene Sandow, the man who first began posing on stage purely to display musculature. In the 1970s, Arnold Schwarzenegger brought this underground sport into the global mainstream, making going to the gym trendy for ordinary people. From a biological standpoint, the process of muscle growth, or hypertrophy, is literally a process of destruction. During a workout, you create micro tears in your muscle fibers, which the body then heals, making them slightly thicker and stronger while you sleep. So remember, You don't grow when you're lifting iron in the gym, but when you are sleeping and eating.